Make my face a little bit smaller. All right, so we're gonna be talking about the 9 things that every party rental business needs. And skipped one. And make sure you guys got all these. Hopefully you guys aren't forgetting any of them. If you're not, then you're definitely a G in my book. But let's get right to it. So what this is, it's a general checklist of the things that every party rental business needs. Okay, just general. It's not a list of everything you need. I know somebody's going to come back and say you didn't talk about this or you didn't talk about that. I know. It's definitely not it's not a comprehensive list. It's going to be very general. We're just going to kind of touch on a few things. If you guys know anything about me at all, you know I only like to talk about things that I'm an expert in, and a lot of this stuff I'm not an expert in. So I'm just going to kind of bring it up and kind of point you in the right direction, and hopefully you guys got all of them. So who it's for party rental business company owners. Whether you're new or experienced, I work on a lot of websites and I see a lot of people are missing some of this stuff. So you just want to make sure that you're not missing one of them, and you want to make sure that you're following these best practices for success. So by the end of this, I'm hoping that you don't miss any of these, but again, I've missed a couple myself and I'm probably still missing some. By the end of this, you guys are going to kind of really feel, you're going to get that aha moment that, man, yes, I never thought I needed this. So that's kind of what I'm expecting you guys to feel in the end. So we'll jump right into it. Quick intro on me. My name's Tariq. I own Bounce My House Party Rentals and Event Hawk, Event Professional Marketing LLC, digital marketing company for party rentals. My wife runs the party rental site, and I do digital marketing full time. So I'm sure you guys are probably sick about me talking about myself. So let's jump right into it. The 9 things that every party rental business needs. Now, number 1 is one that I was missing for a long time, and I just never realized it until somebody pointed it out. I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. So number 1, and I see this so often, you'd be surprised, having a phone number in the header of your website. Okay, sounds like a no-brainer, but having your phone number in the header of your website is one that I see a lot of people don't have. Not just on desktop, also on mobile. And make sure that it goes ahead and calls when clicked. When people want to call you, they're going to just go ahead and click that call button. So you want to make sure that your phone number is clickable and that it goes to the right number, and you're just making it easy for people to call you. Even better if you can make the header float, so that no matter what page they're on, the phone number goes ahead and clicks, or they can see it, then great. And also, as always, I forgot to mention, if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments, and I will get back to you guys as soon as possible. Hopefully in the webinar, but if not, we always, as always, we have a Zoom after the webinar. I'll post a link and we can jump on Zoom if you guys want any of your questions answered live. But back to this here. So yeah, phone number in the header, make sure you have it. Make sure it's on desktop, make sure it's on mobile, make sure it's clickable. And again, if you want to go the extra mile, make sure it floats at the top. So no matter how far down they scroll on your page, you have it. It's easy to see. I know some of you guys have the stuff at the bottom. I have one of those on my website. It's like one of these where they can click to call. That works too. Just something where the call to action, what you want them to do, is on every single page and it's easy to access. So that's number 1. Okay. Number 2. This is another big one that a lot of people either have or they don't have, or they have it but it's just not optimized correctly. Google My Business. So Google My Business is how you get onto Google Maps. Okay. If you don't have Google My Business, then if somebody searches Bounce House Rental near me and you're right across the street from them, you're just not going to show up at all. It's kind of the easiest SEO hack or easiest way to kind of get known fast. You know, as you guys know, SEO can take a lot of time, take a lot of money. But if you're at least on Google Maps, at least you can get the people who are closest to you, because Google knows where you are and it knows where they are, and then you'll show up. So Google My Business is part of SEO. It's the 3-pack, as people call it, and it's really important because it shows up above the organic results, and it's where you get the easiest work, where you don't have to drive 45 minutes and explain why you have to charge a delivery fee. So one way you can optimize your Google My Business, a really easy way, is by just taking photos of your setups in the areas that you want to rank for and just posting them from right there. Okay, so you set up 5 miles from your warehouse, you take a picture of that bounce house, you upload it to Google My Business. They have an app. You upload it directly from your phone where you took the photo, and you upload it to Google My Business. That picture that you took, most Android and iPhones and all those phones today, it's geotagged, so it's got a tag on it that shows the location of that you took that picture. And once you upload it to Google My Business, Google knows that you do business in this area because this picture is tagged in this area, so you'll start to rank in that area. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's easy. I don't know if you guys go on all your setups, but even if you have to kind of have your guys do it for you, I don't know if they send you the picture and you upload it, how well that works. But I know that this is definitely something that that's kind of an easy hack that will help you guys rank on Google My Business. And then reviews. Google My Business is where most people go for reviews. So Google it is what we all say, right? So if I'm looking for bounce houses and then I want to Google you, Google is where I will see. Google My Business is where all those reviews are stored in Google My Business. So make sure you have Google My Business and make sure you're ranking on Google My Business. Make sure you work on this stuff. There's a lot more that could be said about Google My Business. The picture, the description, the posting, there's a lot more. And any of the stuff that I talk about today, guys, if you guys want me to do a separate video on, if you think, this was kind of rushed, which it is, just let me know. And I mean, I make these videos for you guys. So this is what I think. This is kind of a general overview. We're going to fly through a lot of different topics. So if there's anything like this that you guys want to learn more about, I can either talk about it myself or I can bring in an expert who knows a little more about it than I do. So moving on to number 3. This is the next big one, Facebook business page. So there's 2 types of operators out there. There's people who worship Facebook and there's people who just don't do anything on Facebook. I don't know what's worse, but some people only do Facebook. Like they don't even have a website. It's crazy. Well, no offense. I know a lot of you guys are new and you're still kind of working on that. So we'll talk about that next. But they do business only on Facebook, only Facebook Marketplace. And they just kind of talk to people on Facebook and they've been doing well and it's worked well. And if it does, great for them. And then there's the other side where they only have their website and they have no social presence. And neither one is effective for long-term growth. You definitely want to work on both. So for your Facebook page, basics are make sure you have a page and make sure you have your website, your hours, and your phone number on there, right? Because people want to know that information. There's, again, a lot more to be said about Facebook, but those are kind of some of the basics on your Facebook page. You need a logo. Now, this is one that I see even experts do wrong. They put a picture of a water slide on their logo. Now, I know you think it looks great, but to everybody else, it's like, what is that? It's so small and it's hard to tell. So what you want to do is you want to put a picture of your logo and without your name. So kind of something like this hawk over here. Okay. So you don't want to put, the name of your website and all this stuff. It's a little circle. It's for branding, right? And when you post something on Facebook, they're going to see the water slide. They're going to see all that stuff and it's going to put your business name next to the logo. So you don't need to, it's redundant to put all that stuff in this one little picture. This is just for branding. Every time you post, they see your logo. They see your logo or the most memorable part of your logo. Okay. They see that over and over and over again. They start to connect this icon with your brand. Okay. So the more stuff you shove in there, it just kind of gets hard to see. So for your Facebook page, just the most memorable part of your logo. Like think about Apple. They don't have iPhone on there. They just have a picture of an apple, right? Just even like if you think about Amazon, their Facebook page probably doesn't even say Amazon. It just has a little A, even though their logo is Amazon, right? So you want to just put the most memorable part of it so that when people see this icon, they think about you. And then lastly, this is a little more advanced, 2 parts to this. First of all, use a button. A lot of people don't use the button. There's a button on the Facebook page. You can select, message us or learn more or shop now or whatever. So you can do that. If you use message us and that's working for you, great. But if you're going to use anything where it sends it to your website, you definitely want to use a UTM code. So I know I'm going to lose you guys on a lot of this. And if you guys want me to send you these slides in a PDF format so you guys can copy some of this stuff or use it as your notes, then let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you afterwards. But a UTM code, if you've worked in Google Analytics at all, then you know Google Analytics is famously inaccurate. Okay, it has a section for social traffic, paid traffic, but it's all wrong. It doesn't really it's not very accurate. But if you use a UTM code like this, and this is generic, so you just put your website here and you just put this at the end of your URL when you share on Facebook, then you'll know on Google Analytics how many hits you're getting from your Facebook page versus from your Facebook posts versus from your Facebook ads. You'll know all that in Google Analytics. So I know this is looks like a whole nother language to you guys. Me too. If you guys know me, I don't know much about code, but you can see there's a couple familiar things. This source is Facebook page, and this %20 is like a space or something, I don't know. But it's like, this is from your Facebook page. This tells Google Analytics that the source came from your Facebook page, not your Facebook ads, not your Facebook, ads or page, I guess. The next one is the button, okay? The medium, did it come from a post or from a button click? So this tells Google Analytics that it's a button. This one, I don't know what it is. Again, this is generic that I just copied from somewhere. And this one, I also don't know what it is. But you don't even need to use all of them. but it kind of helps you see on Facebook, and you could use this literally for anything. I mean, anywhere that you use marketing, you can use a UTM code, and then it will track in analytics where that traffic is coming from much more directly. So moving on, this is the exact code. Yeah, Joe. So this exact code, just add this to the end of your site. Again, just comment that you want this afterwards, and I'll send you this slideshow in PDF format. So you can just literally copy this exact thing. And then you could change this Facebook, you could change it to Google, you could change this button to whatever, and this is pretty universal. So you guys are good to go. All right, moving on. So let me show you guys some examples of some good and some bad logos. So this is your Facebook profile picture, like your Facebook page logo. You don't want to put something like this. Just think of how small this looks. Yeah, it looks like a bounce house, but so do all your competitors. Okay, you don't want to put a picture of a water slide or a tent or a bounce house. You don't want to do something like this either. Don't put your name. Look how awesome this looks. It's just a hawk. Anytime somebody sees something with this hawk, they identify it with Event Hawk. They identify it with me over and over and over again. That's branding for me, and you're good. So that's what you want. So my logo, I have the hawk. I have this stuff in it. Maybe I have some more stuff, and but this is the most memorable part of my logo. So this is all I'll use in the Facebook business page logo. All right. Moving on. So I see a bunch of you guys want this a copy of this presentation. I will get it to you within 24 hours. All right, I promise. That was a big promise. Booking software. All right, so booking software. Again, a lot of us don't use big booking software. Some of us have booking software, but we just don't use it 100%. So booking software, I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, I already have this, but a lot of the, by the way, there are a ton of new people in our industry. Welcome, guys. I'm baffled by how many people sign up with me to use Event Hawk, and I ask them for their website. They don't have a website. I ask them for their booking software. They're not using a booking software either. So definitely welcome, guys. It's I don't know about you guys, but maybe I never paid attention, but I never seen a year where we had this many new people. So I think it's good. It's good. They're keeping us on our toes and tons to learn, and a lot of us are bored right now, so we got plenty to teach. But yeah, so booking software allows you to book while you sleep. You get bookings, you wake up, you have bookings, you're busy, you still get bookings. The biggest thing for booking software is live availability. There's a lot of stuff out there that you can use other than the booking softwares that we all use, but the biggest downfall is they don't have live availability for the slots, the time slots and the days. The booking softwares that are out there now, and in a second I'm going to tell you the best one. I'm going to tell you which one to pick. Stay tuned. The live availability is going to give you guys, it's going to make sure that you don't get double booked. If you've ever been double booked, it sucks to have to explain to a customer. And a lot of times that's how we get our business, because somebody else double books and they call us Saturday morning like, this guy double booked and I shouldn't have went with them. So yeah, you don't want to be that guy. It organizes your customers. It allows you to route your stuff without having to do a paper pencil. And it also gives you reports, tracking, everything in one place. It's awesome. And most importantly, you have tech support, you have the community, you have everybody building this thing up together. So it's pretty awesome. I think booking software is definitely one of the biggest investments you can make. Kind of a no-brainers along with the next one, website. So if you guys want to know the best booking software, okay, the best booking software to use, I'm about to tell you guys what it is. You guys ready? All right, here we go. All right. And the best booking software to use is... Yeah, right. All you guys are already drafting messages to Rob and Tim, telling them Tariq just dropped the bomb. No, I'm not gonna. All right, they're all great, honestly. So here's the top 3 booking softwares that are made for our industry. Okay, ERS, Inflatable Office, Bouncy Cancel Network. Whatever you use, they're going to be, I would say, maybe 80 to 90% all do the same thing, and each one kind of is unique in one way or another. So whatever you use, I would highly recommend using one of these. Yes, there are others out there, but excuse me, my daughter's phone is linked with mine. Yeah, so there are others out there, but these are pretty made for our industry, made for inflatables, made for events. So there's no right answer. There's try them all, and it's just whatever's best for your business. So booking software is definitely a must though. Next is website. Now this is where everybody's like, I already have a website. A lot of people don't have websites, like we said. So for a website, you need a domain name, you need hosting, you need web design, and some of the, most of the booking software also have a website that comes with it. So there you go. That's an added bonus if you use one of the booking softwares that I just mentioned. Another big thing about websites, and something I didn't know for a while, you're probably on there, but Google Search Console. So Google Search Console is where you have to submit your website to show up on Google. Now, most of you guys are already on Google, but so you're probably like, okay, I don't need this, but you need to verify or claim your website on Google Search Console. So their website is kind of weird. Just Google it, Google Search Console, and then you put in your website, and it's obviously your website's probably on Google because you see it on Google all the time. We all Google ourselves, right? But if you claim it on Google, you can see a lot more statistics about your website. They'll report any issues for you. So you definitely want to do that. You want to claim your website on Google Search Console, and in order to do that, you need to either upload something into your website, or there's a couple different ways to do it. I haven't done it in a while, so that's definitely something that you wanna do with Google Search Console. All right. So next one is marketing. Now this is kind of my realm since that's what I do full time. So we'll talk about this for a little bit. But there's a universal comprehensive marketing strategy that everybody should follow. And people do these in different order, but basically it comes down to three things, okay? You have conversion optimization, is where you get more bookings or more sales from your website, right? So you make sure that your website is making money. And then number two is traffic, okay? You send traffic to your website. So for me, I don't want to send traffic to my website. I don't want to pay for traffic if it's going to go to my website and die. I want to make sure that my website is optimized to convert. And a lot of us, we know what our how many bookings we got last year. We know how much money we made last year, but we don't know how many we don't know what our conversions are. We don't know how many we missed. We don't know our conversion rate. That's exactly what your conversion rate tells you. That's why a lot of us don't want to know that number. Average conversion rate is like 1%, maybe 5 at max. So that means that 95% of people that visit your website don't do anything. They don't call you, they don't book with you, they leave and they never come back. That's really bad. That's the world we live in. So you can fix that. You can get a higher conversion rate than 1% or 5% by optimizing your website. Most people don't. Most people just rely on their booking software or just make their website look like their competitors, and they're like, oh, I'm good. I'm getting bookings, but you don't know how many you're missing. You only know what you're getting. That's only half the picture. So conversion optimization happens on your website. Traffic is off your website. So I can send all the traffic to your store, but if there's no salesman in your store, if there's nothing to help people book, then you're only going to get 1% to buy. So that's the difference between these two. And then remarketing, most people are window shoppers the first time. Okay, most people, generally speaking, when was the last time you visited a website, saw a $300 product, and bought it the first time? You're just not. You're going to look, $300. Is that good? Is it? I don't know. Is it a good deal or not? Let me go look at their competitors. Let me check out somebody else. Let me look at their reviews. Let me read up on them. Let me talk to my wife. And maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't. So remarketing is where you make it easy for people to come back. The people who visited your website but never actually booked, you kind of stay in their head. So let's talk about these three for a little bit. And there was supposed to be an underline under that. But this is kind of, in the word comprehensive, what we mean here is all inclusive. This is going to cover everything when it comes to marketing. It's a generic term, but you really want to have all three of these in one version or another. So you want to look at all three of these and you want to say, where do I have the biggest problem? And in my opinion, you definitely want to work on optimizing your website first, making sure it's a cash converting machine, then spend money on sending traffic to your website, then spend money on remarketing to the people who leave your website and don't come back. So let's talk a little bit about marketing, okay? Conversion optimization is the first one. And anything that has a hawk next to it, that's what we do. If you guys need help with that, those are some of the things that we can help with. So conversion optimization answers the question, how do you get more bookings from your website? How do you do it? So some simple things, and again, these are generic. And for anybody that's interested in more of this stuff, we have another webinar Thursday where we're going to be talking about more of this stuff. We're going to be talking about Event Hawk and how it helps you get more bookings from your website. So you want to make sure you have a sales funnel, and a sales funnel basically puts you in control of the buyer's journey. What steps people have to take to book with you or to buy from you? That's what a sales funnel does. And if you don't have one, your website's a maze. It's a free-for-all. You're like, oh yeah, well, they just add to cart and then they book. Easier said than done. Look at the numbers. You'll find that maybe 1% are doing that, maybe 5 if you're lucky. So a sales funnel makes it so that you can control the process, you control the steps. And then from there, you can optimize those steps. You see where the gaps are, and you can fix them so that you get more than 1% to buy from you. Having a clear call to action above the fold definitely will help you get more bookings from your website. What does that mean? A call to action is what you want people to do, right? Yes, I want them to buy from me, but there's also other things that you can ask them to do, like call me, get a free quote. Not everybody's ready to book with you, and that's where the biggest mistake is. People only have one call to action: book now. If I'm not ready to book now, I'm going to leave because I'm not ready to book. I don't even know how to book or what I need or where I'm going to put it or how big it is or do I need a generator? Do you bring the water? Do I need an extension cord? I got a ton of questions and you're telling me to book now. No, thank you. But if you help me answer those questions, that's a little bit more helpful. We'll talk about that more in a sec. But above the fold is a term that comes from newspapers. And on a newspaper, the newspaper is folded in half. And when they say something is above the fold, that means it's above that fold. It's on the top half of a newspaper. And anything that's above the fold is going to get way more eyes on it than anything below the fold because it's right on the front page, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to have your call to action above the fold. Right when people land on your website, you want to have it that call to action right there. They should not have to scroll at all to see your call to action. Sure, they're going to scroll, but you should have a clear, it's called a hero section, where you explain exactly what problem you solve for them, how you're going to do it, and how they can take advantage of that deal, right? So that's what you want to do above the fold. If you don't have it above there, then you're just missing out. Front load your trust factors. What does that mean? Trust factors are your reviews, the people you've worked with, how many years you've been in business, how many people you've helped. Now, I see a lot of you guys have those, right? You guys are great. We have those, the reviews where they scroll by, right? And we have all these great reviews from all these people you helped and all these big companies. Oh yeah, we did events for Apple and Coca-Cola. And you guys bury them all the way at the bottom of your website where nobody will ever see them. Start using Hotjar on your website and you'll see that maybe 1% go all the way down to your website. And people never see those things. Front loading your trust factors is where you put them all the way at the top. Before I overwhelm people with my website before they even reach my offer, before they even know what I do, I make sure that they see my reviews, they see who I work with, they see all this stuff. So by the time they get to my price, they're like, oh man, they don't need to check reviews anymore. They've already seen them. They already know I know what I'm doing. I'm working with all these big companies. It makes it that much easier. And that brings us to the next one. Make it easy for people to book or ask questions. Okay, if you want to make it easy for me to book or ask questions, you need a booking software, you need a button that says call us or text us or something like that. Make that easy. People love to text, and that's what EventHawk is really big on. Texting. EventHawk is the biggest benefit of it. It does a ton of stuff, but it allows you to automatically text people 5 minutes after they're on your website right away while it's still fresh in their mind. So that's why it works so well, because people don't want to call. They'll avoid talking on the phone at all costs, probably because they're usually shopping while they're at work. But yeah, so you want to make it easy. If your only option is for me to email you or book online, then I might not want to do that. I want to talk to somebody, and maybe I can't call you right now, but I can text you. So you want to definitely make it easy. So I want to show you guys a quick example. Let's see. So this is a landing page, a demo landing page of ones that we built. I'll show you guys what these look like, and this is kind of sums up all this stuff here, some of it. So this landing page here. You can see, and I make it animated, it look cool. You can see how many rentals we delivered, how many years we've been in business. This is a sample. How many families we've served. So it's all right there. I have my phone number right here. It's clear what we do. We're a bounce house rentals. We deliver, safe, quality backyard fun. And right here, my call to action is right there. Okay, it's very clear, and there's no confusion. What I want you to do is above the fold. It's right there. And if you scroll down and you want to see my bounce houses, okay, before you even see them, you have more reviews. So you see all this stuff, all this great stuff about me, more reviews, more safety stuff, and then you see some of my rentals and stuff. So this way, I've done all this stuff. And if you have questions, I got a chat widget right here that's not only gonna get back to them 2 days later, or they don't have to sit on my website like talk and sit there and wait for me to respond. No, they click this and they could chat with me through text. I'll text them automatically from my computer and they won't have to sit on the website. So again, this kind of hits on all these different things where it's making it easy for them. It's front loading the trust factors. It's above the fold, and we have website. Once you have those things, now you can go ahead and send more traffic to your website. Okay, because now you know that your website's going to convert more than 1%, right? You're going to get a higher conversion rate. So hey, let's dump money into Google Ads. Let's optimize our SEO. Let's do all that. And what's going to go ahead and send money to your send traffic to your website? These are some of the things, some of the more popular: SEO, Google Ads, Facebook targeting ads, where you target a certain demographic, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups. the cool thing is once you have an optimized website that's optimized to convert, to make you money, no matter where people reach your website, even word of mouth, you're going to get so much more money from that, okay, because it's already set up. So again, that's why I believe, I mean, we started doing Google Ads. Our SEO program we're working on right now, it's not ready yet, but we started with Google Ads, and that's how we figured all this out. We were doing we're doing really well on Google Ads, sending a ton of traffic, getting really high click-through rates, really cheap. Our Google Ads were killing it, but our conversion rate was 5%, and we were supposed to be happy with that. The marketing company you're working with, oh man, you're doing great, your conversion rate's 5%. So that's where we started looking into solutions, and that's where EventHawk was born. And we decided that before we send any more traffic to our website, we needed a funnel. We needed to make sure that all the traffic was not going to our website to die. So that's definitely what I would recommend. So many people will just keep dumping money into Google Ads, more money into AdWords, and they just don't care whether they book or not. If they're not getting enough bookings, put another $10,000 a year into Google Ads, and yeah, you'll get more bookings, but you could have got at least 3 times more if you had a funnel. So I would recommend first working on your website, then traffic, and then remarketing. So what happens after most people, again, even with a funnel, even with whatever, most people are not going to book. They're not going to pull the trigger right then and there for various reasons. So how do you bring them back? Email marketing, text message marketing, and Facebook retargeting ads are the most popular ways to do that. So text message remarketing is the newest one. It's really awesome. I mean, it's not really new, but we started using it more for our industry and offering it. And the results we've gotten are amazing. If you send out an email, you're lucky if like 3% reply back, right? If you send out an email blast. With our text message campaigns, we're getting up to 90% of people to reply to our text messages within like 5 minutes. It's crazy. People would rather text. So, I'm not saying don't email, but that's definitely where you want to focus. So that's kind of the structure there. You optimize your website so that it's a money-making machine. Then you send a bunch of traffic to it. Then the people who book, great. The ones who leave, you bring them back with text messaging, with Facebook ads, etc. Next up is insurance. So this is definitely one of those areas where I'm not very fluent. I mean, insurance is something that you know so much about when you're looking for insurance in the beginning. But then once you have insurance, it's like something you just pay for once a year and you never worry about it, right? Hopefully, unless you have a claim. So I will tell you right now, insurance is definitely not something that I know much about. But it's definitely something you need. A lot of people don't have insurance. It's not. You need insurance not only to operate legally, but you also need insurance if you're going to do any public events. Usually, you got to get certified by the state. You got to have insurance, etc. And it's just not worth it. I mean, run your business like a business. Get insurance. I only know one thing about insurance. One thing and one thing only. Well, 2 things. I know you need insurance. The only other thing I know about insurance is don't ask your friends. Don't ask your friends about insurance. Ask somebody who knows what they're talking about, okay? So, again, it's something that everybody knows something about insurance, but what we know back then when we signed up and what we know now is very different, okay? Because things may have changed. So talk to an expert. And I'm going to recommend somebody. I don't do this very often, but Alex Casio, if you guys know this guy, I don't care if you have another insurance company or not. This guy is a pleasure to talk to, seriously. And he makes it so easy to talk to him also. He uses EventHawk, smart guy. So if you go to his website and he has these 2 things, right? You can click on his chat widget or you can click on this little thing here and he will text you right away and then you could have a conversation with him. It's awesome. He'll answer any of your insurance questions. He's not going to ask you, hey, are you going to use me for insurance? Otherwise, I'm not going to answer your questions. The guy is amazing. I mean, honestly, he makes me want to learn more about insurance. He's so great at answering questions, and just reach out to him. I don't know how expensive or cheap it's going to be, but he will tell you exactly what you need for your state. He'll tell you exactly why you need it, and he'll give you a fair price, and he'll just advise you. And if you go your separate ways, you go your separate ways. That's what I really, those are the people that I feel that you really want to be close with, people who will help you regardless, and he knows exactly what, he's making it easy. You chat with the guy and he'll text you. He'll make it, you don't have to sit there and wait for a phone call 3 days later. He'll send everything over to your phone. So that's pretty much my best advice for insurance. You need it, and talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. Next is license and registration. We're getting on number 8 here. So we've only got one more after this one. Again, this is something that I don't know too much about because we did it in the beginning and never talked about it again. But the next 2 are pretty tied together. you want to incorporate. Obviously, you want to run your business like a business. If you're not going to be an LLC or you could do a fictitious name or do DBA and go ahead and just kind of get your name registered. One additional benefit from registering is nobody else in your state can use that name. So if you go ahead, if you're worried about somebody else using your name, as long as you register it in the state, I'm 99% sure that nobody else can go ahead and use it. Again, this is not my area of expertise, but they may have to add a 1 after your name to use it. So that's another added benefit. A lot of people are not registered with their state. They kind of just been in business for years and they just never registered, never saw a reason to. But it's, again, run your business like a business. Which brings us to the last one here, and that is having a CPA or accountant. This is one we got burned with, honestly. We didn't have an accountant for a while. I thought it was way too expensive. They wanted like $300 a month for an accountant. And I said, no, for what? I can do it myself. And we did. And when tax time came, I realized that I didn't get W-9s from any of my guys and I didn't do a lot of things right. And we kind of got screwed. So accountants, insurance people, you want to say hi since you just walked right behind me? Say hi.
Hi.
It's pajama day. So yeah, so lost my train of thought. Okay, so between accountants and insurance guys, they will help you incorporate, they will help you set up your taxes. Payroll tax is a big one. So this is something we did for a while. We just kind of paid everybody cash. Not that we wanted to break the rules or anything. We were too busy buying stuff and renting stuff. Everything grew so fast. We never really paid attention to this stuff. And we ended up not getting W-9s from anybody. We ended up not getting anybody's ID, social. When we contacted them at the end of the year, because we decided we were going to tax them, we got crickets. So whether you're going to pay 1099, W-2, I can't tell you the better. You guys can figure out what you want to do. But everybody that works with you, you should have their ID, their social security card, a photocopy of their ID, a photocopy of their social security card, and a completed W-9. Okay, a W-9 is just a piece of paper you can find online, Google it. W-9 form, it's a PDF. One page, they put their social on there, their address, and they sign it, and then that gives you basically the ability to tax them. Because if you make $100,000 and you pay, $20,000-$30,000 in payroll, you shouldn't have to pay taxes on that. They should. That's just the way things work. But if you don't have that W-9, then that kind of makes it much harder. So that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and post the link to the Zoom if you guys have additional questions. You guys got this. Honestly, I know it's a lot. If you guys want more details on any of these topics, then go ahead and mention in the comments or message me, and I'll try to do, if everybody wants it, then I'll do a separate webinar on it. Next week, we're going to do a whole webinar about marketing and EventHawk and what that is and how you guys can really double or even triple your bookings this year. Pretty much guaranteed is what we've been seeing. Literally, people have been signing up for EventHawk, and then within an hour or two, it pays for the next 6 months. I'm like, wow, should charge more. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you guys have questions before I post the Zoom link, you guys can visit our website at eventhawk360.com. Let me move this. Doesn't want to move. Okay. So eventhawk360.com is our website. We help you with Google Ads. We help you get more conversions out of your traffic, more bookings, Facebook ads, and we help you get more reviews, among other things. But those are the things we specialize in. You guys have been awesome. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble on. I'm going to go ahead and post the Zoom link in the comments. If you're watching this and it's not live, then you guys can definitely go to our website and you'll see a chat widget there where you guys can ask us any questions you guys have. I went ahead and posted the Zoom link. I'm going to start that meeting. I will see you guys there. I'm going to stay on here as well just for a second to make sure that you guys as soon as I get one person in the Zoom here, I'll go ahead and disconnect on Facebook. And anybody that requested those slides, I will go ahead and send them to you as soon as I get a chance. All right, we have people in here. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been awesome.